Walking the wall, talking the talk, telling you what a CEO is all about. This is the podcast for she's only. We share our stories of leadership to inspire you. So welcome to the She Sleeps, the podcast for she's only. She's only a woman in leadership. So come on, CEO, you should join the show. She Sweets Podcast with Jodi Hood.
Hi, and welcome to She Sweets Podcast with your host, yours truly, Jodi Hood. This is the place where She Sweet executives share and compare unfiltered realities that our male counterparts will never face. We laugh, we cry, we thrive, and we survive. So this whole month, we have been presenting people and topics who are going through breast cancer, who may be a survivor, or who may know someone in their family or a loved one who is fighting this dreadful disease. So this will be our last podcast for the month, which we will end with my very special guest, Yolanda Perry Brown. Now, Yolanda has an amazing story. She's a true warrior and a survivor. So we're going to start with a little question. And the first question, Yolanda, is can you tell us a little bit about your journey when you were first diagnosed and some of the things that you encountered?
Okay. Well, good afternoon. It's a blessing to be here and to be joining you all this afternoon. I was diagnosed when I was at the tender age of 34 years old.
Very young.
That's a pretty young age, and breast cancer was not even on my radar. It was nothing that I had any concerns about, and actually, it was something that was fairly new to me, although it was out there and it totally existed. I was just simply in the mirror getting dressed one day. And as women, the things that we do, we in the mirror, we admiring ourselves. And I just kind of was like, well, if I didn't have this right here, or if I didn't have this, I'd be good, doing different little things in the mirror. And I just simply ran my hand across the top of my chest like that. And I felt just a bump. And it was at the 12 o'clock position right here at the top. So, and what I mean by the 12 o'clock position, like on the clock, right at the top. And I was like, I know nothing bit me. And so I immediately started checking around my bed and different things like that. And I said, nothing bit me. I don't feel anything like that. So I kind of let it go. And I was just telling my coworker at work that I felt a bump. And it was just like kind of like a mosquito bite or something like that. Kind of like just like a pea size. And she was like, Perry, you better go get it checked out. You better go get it checked out. And immediately I got scared. And I was like, so I kind of prolonged it a little bit before I went and got it checked out. Because I kind of was like, well, if I'm going to be sick, I don't, of course, I just got scared. And so, yeah. And so, when I eventually went and got it checked out, the doctor was like, we have to do a biopsy of it. And I went and got the biopsy done. And it was on a Wednesday. And they said, you should have your results by Friday. And I got scared. And I was like, okay. And so when Friday came, I think I was taking a weekend trip with my family and friends, and they called me while I was on the road, and they was like, Yolanda, we need you to come in. And I was like, why? Why? And I asked them for my results like that. And they said, no, we would want you to come in and we would give you your results. And I said, no, give me my results right now. And they said, are you with somebody that love and care about you like that?
Oh, that had to be scary.
And I was like, yes, I am. And so they felt comfortable enough to give me my results. And they said that it was positive, for breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of like was I still didn't really get the fullness of that diagnosis over the weekend.
Sure.
That I just sent out an email to everybody because at that
Mm-hmm.
time in 2006, you really didn't I do the mass texting or anything like that.
Right.
And I just sent it out. And by the time I got back to Chicago that Sunday, my sister was literally sitting on my doorsteps. She had came from Arkansas. My sister and her fiance was sitting
That's
on my
love.
yeah, because I had to
Mm-hmm.
go into the doctor's office that Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And so and then my children's father, he came, and it was just a lot that when I get back in town.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit, not too much, but just tell us a little bit from that point, your treatment, just like how long was it? Um and what happened or that day. I don't think they were ringing the bell back then, or that day when you
No,
found out everything was okay.
no, actually, they were not ringing the bell back then.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I see them doing it now, and I said, well, I didn't get to do that. But basically, everything was kind of like it went very, very fast.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had to slow it down a little bit because my head was just whirling around, and uh, I immediately said, "Let me get a second opinion,"
Mm-hmm.
because the doctor, the doctor that gave me the diagnosis was carrying me so fast, and I was at one hospital, and I wanted to change over to another hospital. I initially wanted to go to Northwestern, but
Mm-hmm.
at the time, Northwestern did not accept an HMO. So the doctors there referred me to a surgeon that they had at Rush. And
Mm-hmm.
so I got with the Rush system, and they accepted the HMO at the time. And I had to go through the process of switching my insurance over to a PPO. So therefore, you had to wait for a month. And
Yeah.
then I was able to go, with the Rush system. And so I went in. I was diagnosed on April the 18th, 2006. I went in and I met with the surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
And on May 26th, 2006, I had my lumpectomy
Mm-hmm.
surgery for the cancer to remove the cancer site.
Yeah. So after then, did you have to have chemo and radiation?
Yes. Since I was so young,
Mm-hmm.
they treated me aggressively, and my cancer had a 40% chance of coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, 40% is so close to 50%, and 40% sounds so much like it's coming back.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
I did 8 rounds of chemotherapy every 2 weeks. And then after that, I did 30 rounds of radiation. So I went through all of that. Um, it was, I received my last radiation. Uh, it was January the 14th,
Mm-hmm.
2007. I received my last round of radiation. And after
Yolanda,
that,
that was almost a year from April to January the next year. That's a long time.
yes, because I had to heal from the surgery, and
Mm-hmm.
then after surgery I had to, start the chemo. So the chemo was every 2 weeks. So that was 8 rounds. And then after that, they give you a little grace period, and then you start the radiation. And I just had to kind of like slow down a little bit because after the radiation, it's kind of like they're just finished with you, like it's
Mm-hmm.
and you just like reduced to like a shell of a person. I was just like I was just I was just there. I was burnt. I
Oh
was
my.
um I was just a shell of a person. I couldn't produce tears. My fingernails, my skin was burnt. I couldn't produce anything like vaginal dryness. My mouth was dry. I had like mouth sores. It's just chemo is a very harsh drug, and like my first chemo treatment, I never will forget it. That I
Mm-hmm.
went in for my chemo treatment, and uh, it was my sorority sister. She was with me, and the nurse came in, and she put on double layers of gloves, and it was very thick gloves, and we didn't have on any gloves. We didn't have on anything, and we looking at her like we was like, "Why you got on those gloves?" And
Mm-hmm.
because she was administering the medicine, and she was like, "Oh, we got the because of the chemo," and I was like, "Well, I don't have on." So we was kind of like looking at it like, "Oh wow,"
Mm-hmm.
that this is going into my body, and it's a very harsh drug that doesn't spare you at all. I remember doing my I call it my valley experience, because
Yes.
I felt like I was like in going through a valley experience, and I was going through it at the same time when Ross Barron from Channel 7 News, when Robin Roberts, and also when Melissa Etheridge was going through it.
Yes, I
And
remember that. They made it quite public. And that was something that women really weren't doing at that time. I
is
remember
that
it vividly. Yes. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I remember Melissa Etheridge. She said that it's the closest to hell that any person could ever be, and and I I couldn't fully relate to that analogy of it, but
Yeah.
I knew that I wouldn't. I said, God, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I said, even if somebody was even chasing me with a gun,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even wish this on them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it as a valley experience, and not one time I can't really think of one time, let me say it like that, that I
Mm-hmm.
thought that I would succumb to it. But there was maybe one time that I just kind of and I think I made it to the church, and I think I had just told God that I'm yours, and
Mm-hmm.
um and whatever it is that you want to do, I submit to your will.
Mm-hmm.
As far as my life and my body, I'm yours, and this is your body.
That was going to be my next question. Like, what got you through? Because so many people say that the treatment itself is so brutal. And, more so than just the lump itself. The treatment is what is so harsh. But mentally, too, you're a young woman, young, vibrant woman. So my question was going to be, and you kind of alluded to it a little bit, it was your faith in God.
It was definitely my faith in God. Um, I think God basically put me in a place to spend time with me, to minister to me,
Mm-hmm.
to um, to show me that He is Lord of my life, and
Mm-hmm.
and not only that, God gave me rest. I do my adult life. I've never been able to take a nap during the daytime or
Mm-hmm.
what have you, and so and that may be a strange analogy, like, God, don't give me that kind of rest, you know.
Right.
Yeah. But I was like, I've never been able to really take a nap during the daytime in my whole adult life, you know. So I took a nap, and God, you know, although I was hanging on in the, you know,
Mhm.
hanging on, God just gave me a chance to minister to me,
That's
and just
awesome.
and just to talk to me, you know. And
Mhm.
and that's what I allowed him to do. Um, it was definitely a battle.
Yeah.
It was a battle on all fronts.
Mhm.
Just to hold on to basically who you are,
Yeah.
what you stood for, and just everything that you was trying to keep. Cancer robs you of everything,
Yes.
everything,
But
everything.
now let's talk about life after the diagnosis because you said that was 2006. So that was
Yeah.
almost what, 20 years ago almost?
Yes, next year I'll be celebrating my 20th year of being cancer
Yeah.
free.
And a lot has happened since then. I think you got married.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot of great things have happened. Great
Yes,
things.
yes. But I want to talk particularly about a chance meeting in the airport of all places and where you are now with this part of your journey.
Okay, so what had happened was I never forsake the opportunity of being with friends and
Hmm.
being with family. As long as I got an airline ticket or some wheels or something, I'm going to be with family and friends and to laugh and smile. So I was on my way to my annual pilgrimage, going to UAPB. I feel like that. I was going.
Homecoming, as you're
Yes, I
calling
was. I was going to homecoming in 2023.
it.
Uh, so I was going to homecoming in 2023. And we to get to Little Rock, it's not a straight flight. You know, in order. All the flights kind of like meet up in St. Louis.
Hmm.
So that flight, if you leave out on the first flight in the morning, you will land in St. Louis Airport around 8:35, 5ish or so, nine
Yeah.
o'clock to catch that 10 o'clock flight out to Little Rock to go on to Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Hmm.
So we was there, and all the UAPB alumni, they were there, and it was just a big old reunion. It was a big reunion, and so I had we was laughing and talking, and we was meeting some of the older UAPB alumni,
Hmm.
and they was laughing and talking to us and just having a great time in the airport. And I was kind of suited and booted, like I had on this right here, and
Yeah.
these are my compression garments because I had my cancer was on my right side. So this is my compression garments for my lymphedema. So this is one of the after effects of breast cancer
Hmm.
uh, for my right side. And so one of the older gentlemen, uh, he asked me, he was like, young lady, um, what is that about? Which he already knew what it was about.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, these are just my compression garment or what have you. Because like whenever I wear these, I get it a lot that people ask me,
Yeah.
what happened to your arm? Why you got that on? Et cetera, et cetera. You know, some people may take it as rudeness or, you know, or just
Right.
curiosity, depending on how you look at it. But I look at it as I'm blessed, so I'm going to explain to you why I have it on.
Yeah.
You
An
know,
opportunity to witness, actually.
exactly right.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
so I told him why I have this on, and he was like, you know, it could be reversed. And I was like, no, it can't. I said, this is a lifetime condition. I've been told this all my life. Not all my life, but ever since I had it, you know,
Right.
for almost, you know, 16, 17 years, that this is a lifetime condition. He said, it could be somewhat reversed. It could be made better. And then I was like, how? And so he had given me this doctor's name, Dr. Wee Chin, at the Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland, Ohio. And I was like, well, I probably can get there. I got family in Cleveland. I got good insurance. I got a PPO and the HMO.
Come
So
on now.
I just started brainstorming. And I was like, okay. And so he kept trying to talk to me about it, but everybody around him was messing with him because they knew his son. And then they started calling his son, talking about, oh, your daddy fine and all that, just messing with the man,
Right.
leave him alone. And so he went on to tell me that someone that he knew, and I just won't disclose who it was that he knew because of HIPAA or what have you.
Right.
Someone that he knew had the surgery done, and she's living a much better quality of life. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I kind of sat on it for a couple of months, and then I knew that I was getting close to start thinking about retirement. And I said, get this stuff done before I retire. I got to get everything done I can get done. And so when I went to see my oncologist, I asked her, and she was like, oh, we do that here. And I said, you kidding me? So she had given me a referral to a surgeon at Rush Medical Center.
Your hospital.
Yeah, my hospital, Dr. George Kokosis. And he's a reconstructive microsurgeon or what have you. And so I made the appointment. I went to see him. He put me back into, I've always gone to physical therapy and OT surgery. He put me on a regimen of trying to lose weight to try to prepare me for the surgery. He did a series of tests to see which surgery I would be a better candidate for. And I was approved to be a candidate for the Omentum Harvest free flap reconstructive surgery.
Girl, isn't God good?
I know.
And that man was your angel.
Yes. So
you've had it done already?
Yes, I had it done August the 5th, 2005. About
25.
Yeah, I had it done. And I am so blessed. They don't advertise this this surgery as much. A lot of it is still, I guess,
experimental, like?
I wouldn't necessarily say experimental. I really don't know. They just don't, because like when I met with one of the surgeons, he said he's only done it 10 times.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. So what it is that it's called the Omentum Harvest. That's one part. So your omentum is a layer of fat that covers your stomach and all your abdomen organs and all of that, your intestines and all of that. And it got a lot of good stuff in it. It has blood vessels. It has lymph nodes. It has fatty tissue. It has it has a wealth of things in it. And it has stuff in it that helps your immune system and regenerative type things in it. It got a lot of good stuff in it. And so
who knew, right, Yolanda? Like, who knew?
Right? And so, but it's in your body.
Yeah.
So they harvested out my stomach. It's just a layer of fat, and they harvested out my stomach, and they implanted it under my arm. So how this happened is that when I had my breast cancer surgery, they had taken out um 22 lymph nodes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Under each arm, you only got anywhere between 20 to 40 lymph nodes
Mm-hmm.
uh, under your arms or what have you. And when you have breast cancer or what have you, that's kind of like the fastest travel, if not your neck or whatever. That's the fastest travel for cancer cells to travel or what have
Mm-hmm.
you. So therefore, they test those. So therefore, they
Okay.
have to take them out and extract them, and then that causes a lot of aftermath.
Mm-hmm.
Causes you to have lymphedema, and that's just the swelling and the tissue, the lymphatic drainage, the blockage of all of that, just a whole mess
Mm-hmm.
of your arm. Um, I think like back in the day, people used to call it elephantitis or something like that. Where you have the big swelling of
Yes.
your leg,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. But yeah, so that's what happened with that. And I just you know um sisterhood, I just I'm just so blessed.
You are.
I'm just so blessed to have the medical team that I have, and
Mm-hmm.
to be around people that draw into me, and but
Mm-hmm.
that pour into me and draw near to me,
Mm-hmm.
and that my best interest is theirs, you
Yeah.
know, because
Well, yeah.
I would have never known anything about
Never
this.
know. I'm telling you, God is so awesome. And He loves us that much
Right,
to just put people in our path. We don't even know that we need them. He just puts them there. What
right,
an awesome God. So,
yeah,
Yolanda, I want to say that I want to thank you for your candor, for being so super honest, and for educating us. This has certainly been one of the most inspirational, informative, and encouraging podcasts that I've ever had. And I just want to thank you so much. And yeah, so that about brings my podcast to a close. But before we go, Yolanda, if you could just give me just a few words for my listeners, what message would you have for women who are going through the fight right now?
well, one thing I can say, and this is to all your listener, is that breast cancer has no age limit. Breast cancer has no discrimination. Breast cancer is out there. And for those that are going through the fight, um, draw close to your circle of friends and family, and your support system. And if
Mm-hmm.
you don't have one, reach out. Reach out. There's plenty of organizations out there, and there are plenty of people that's willing to help you. There's meal trains. There are people that help with childcare. There's with a rise to the hospital or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
You can reach out to the hospital social worker, or to just the cancer center, there, and they will give, they will guide you into the right direction or what have
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yeah, and like you said, Yolanda, the whole experience, I think the analogy you used was like a valley experience. But
Yes.
the flip side of that is you won't stay in the valley forever.
No, you
So
won't.
you can, if you can get through it, there is light on the other side. And
Yes.
of
Yes.
course, with all of the supports that are available. So this brings my podcast to a close again. I want to say thank you, Yolanda. And I want to say to everybody else, like me on Facebook, connect with me on LinkedIn, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you already know I'm on Spotify, Deezer, iHeart, Amazon, all of those streaming services. And for this particular podcast, please like, share with a friend. Somebody out there will be inspired by this podcast, and they will know that they are not in this fight alone, and that yes, they can make it. So until next time, She Sweets, I want you to keep walking the walk and keep talking the talk. And for those men in the suite, what do we always say? C-Suite, the She-Suite men are coming at ya.
She sweet, we come, they retreat. These women top notch, they vibe is elite. Yeah, they walk in the walk, talk in the talk. They some real boss ladies, they done paid the cost, baby. Now they going off crazy. Yeah, she's sweet, coming at you straight from the C-suite. Real talk, we don't need nothing phony. This for the girls, yeah, for the G's on